Hi, I'm Jason Beggar. I am a Cheyenne, Wyoming-based consultant helping the project out primarily with community, government affairs, external affairs, kind of everything to, really take the temperature of the project or the community to help kind of manage the process and move this thing from concept into production and reality. So we've got a nice sunny day here out at the site, and you can kind of look around to see, and this is really a great vantage point to understand the benefits of this particular project. Over here to the kind of the southeast, you can see the wind towers that are directly connected into the power lines that would serve the site to kind of show how close we are. Immediately behind me, about 4 miles behind me, is the Union Pacific rail line. And then about 7 miles to the kind of be the northeast here is the Burlington Northern BNSF rail line. So we have a lot of infrastructure nearby. Directly in front of me, kind of over this hill, is our water supply, the Crystal Reservoir. So we're kind of in the middle of everything that we need to do to make this project a reality. And the best thing is we're only about 20 minutes from town. If you kind of look straight off to the east there, you can grab a cup of coffee, get out to the site, and coffee's still warm. So really ideally positioned. Another thing you may notice behind me is you don't see a lot of houses. You see some houses kind of at a distance, but the benefit of that is the prevailing winds are kind of in my face going that way. So when the wind does blow and we do have weather, any of the noise from the site and any potential dust is moving away from, where people live and recreate and those types of things. So, a really important part of this project is that community local buy-in, that social capital, and that license to operate. And so while, in this direction, not a lot of houses, kind of over this direction, there are some folks nearby. And so it was really important to meet with them often, regularly, early, to understand their concerns, the things that we can do to make this thing work. Understand that, hey, a lot of their concerns weren't necessarily with a mine itself, it was our water. If you're gonna make a pit, you're gonna be doing things, what could that do to our water wells? And so the extensive hydrology that was done and drilling that was done to demonstrate that it's not gonna impact them at all, people were honestly really okay with it. So as we went through the permitting process, there were 5 major permits what we needed. Our industrial siting permit, our land quality permit, air, water, and then county planning. And all of them have a public comment period. You've got to do some open houses, do those things. And through the groundwork that we had done prior to those permit meetings, what we found is really minimal public opposition. And I wouldn't even say we had opposition. We had a couple of people raise some various concerns about various aspects, but they were more technical in nature. Like, for example, what's going to happen to our water, or what about dust or noise? Those are solvable engineering challenges, not any sort of physical or philosophical opposition to mining. And that's for a lot of reasons. One is Wyoming is a natural resource state. The vast majority of tax revenue does come from, coal mining, trona, oil and gas, those types of things. So while hard rock mining is new or newer to this generation, it's been many decades since the state has had a hard rock mine, people are generally understanding of industry and those types of things, and they're just really demanding that it's done right in the right way. And so, George and Kevin and the technical team with their experience were really able to come in and provide some reassurance about best practices and, hey, we've done this and these are the types of things that you do. And so by the time that we got to the permitting phase, people were pretty comfortable. And then another 2 big aspects of the fact that, there isn't any leaching and there is no tailings dam. You took the 2 biggest hot button issues that really sort of riles up the NGOs and the general public to the point where people are like, well, this is just kind of a quarry with some back-end processing. There's no smelter, so there's not gonna be any stack emissions. It's a really simple, clean mining project. And that really was reflected in the great public support that we've had for the project.